That's the thing. You don't have to do crazy cardio, marathons, training for marathons. That can sometimes be more debilitating and more counterproductive than it should. Things like CrossFit, things like EMF, treadmill after a hypertrophy session. I think outside the box. I personally don't harm myself with all that kind of stuff, especially with closed shoes, and especially if my body is going through a process of healing, right? You got a lot of pain in the joints, you got leaky gut, you got brain fog, trying to become healthy. You can go into the extreme, the other side of the pendulum. It's baby steps, but you gotta be diligent. And when you become diligent in the baby steps, that goes compounding, right? You start catching some wind under your sail, and that's gonna propel you, take you deeper into those hypertrophy sessions that you don't wanna do. Whether it's band, body weight, or weights. Gotta think outside the box, gotta do things differently. Walking has been primordial for me, right? Ideally grounding, ideally getting sun, ideally the time of the day when you're getting sun exposure, when you're exposing your stomach. Ideally before 10 a.m., that's one window for a few minutes. If you can catch the sunrise, that'd be a fantastic habit you can develop. And now, catching the sunset later on in the day, right? It's a small habit, and it's asking yourself, is this really gonna work? Like, is this really gonna work? Like me walking out here doing these steps, because I didn't feel like it's too crazy. I don't feel like I'm dying, right? Hence the potentiality of it working or being an effective medium for me shredding seems plausible, right? When I'm exerting all this energy. Now you gotta think outside the box. Let me tell you, for me personally, walking has been one of the biggest things I could have personally incorporated in my regimen when it comes to getting anime level shreds. And if you had to ask me, more walks in the day versus less walks, even though it's the same time span, I would tell you more shorter walks over a one long walk, right? Now, you gotta do what you gotta do. Real quick, if you're enjoying these data sets and videos, I would personally like to invite you to my exclusive community. Here's where I share all of my raw, uncensored data sets in regards to fitness, health and wellness, biohacking, mindset, and spirituality. So I'll go ahead and leave the link in the description below, and I'll see you inside. Peace. But ideally, first thing in the morning, get the body flowing, do a few jumps, lymphatic drainage, go for a 10-15 minute walk. Get ready for the day, right? Set yourself up for success. If it's cold, it's a lot harder. If it's warm, it's a lot easier. If you can catch the sunrise for that walk, that's when you start getting into the bio stacking, right? You start stacking different modalities to amplify the health benefits that it can provide. So yeah, guys, be like, okay, how can I incorporate certain things that are not super crazy, not super hard to do? Because I go for walks, I get business done, calls, thoughts, ideas, talking with a team, talking with clients, talking with other business owners, and then getting work done, right? It's a lot easier to do it on your feet if you train yourself than sitting down. Sounds kind of dumb or counterintuitive, but it's not. If you're in a prison, it's blue light, you don't have anything to inspire you, it's very hard to be creative, right? And I've made a lot of money, I've lost a lot of money, I've made a lot of money, I've lost a lot of money, comes and goes. And let me tell you, when I made money and I was able to do it in an environment that was conducive for my health, way more optimal, right? So I'm not here serving the gym, killing myself with tons of workouts, potential injury, right? Snapping my knees with tons of weight, or my elbow, or my arm, right? Or my shoulders, or my spine. Gotta be smart, gotta think outside the box. So yeah, it may not seem like it may be super effective, but it does work, and it does help dial it in terms of getting that aesthetic look. So you combine that with the potions. I'll take focus, right? Nootropic in the morning. Sometimes I'll take burn. And before a meal, I'll take that 30 minutes, go for a walk. eat a meal, and then go for another micro walk. That's a pretty good shredding strategy. If you can combine it with things like sunrise, sunset, sun exposure, ideally when the sun's not crazy peak UV light, because you will get sunburn. That's not pleasant. And it's maximizing your time, guys. And then just this whole experience itself just recharges me and kind of like sets me up in terms of the things I gotta do in the rest of the day. So if I'm waking up, I'm doing crazy cardio, I'm not really setting myself up. Like, I think I'm getting a bang for my buck in terms of looking more shredded, but I'm not, right? I'm lying to myself. Definitely getting more drained. I definitely feel like I'm putting in more work, but this is more therapeutic. So think outside the box, be smart, train, switch up your training modalities, right? But incorporate certain key pillars, and one of them is walking. When I was up in the mountains and it was cold, there's weeks I would go without walking just because it's too cold, and I was in a fasted state, and I noticed a difference. So go with it, go without it, process of reverse elimination, and then see what works for you. So guys, make the most of your